Hello and welcome to episode 106 of the Bits and Pieces podcast, the friendliest cricket podcast in all of this beautiful world. With me today are many familiar voices who will all say, hey guys, and then tell you why they're addicted to this podcast. Let's start with Tony.
Hey guys, I also feel like it should be more inclusive, so we should say hello folks or something like
And why are you addicted to this podcast, Tony?
that. It's the only one that will have me on. I think over a period of time, I've learned to love the sound of my voice, especially once I've modulated it for podcasts. So yeah, my daughter absolutely hates it, saying, "Why are you using your big boy voice?" This is the only place I can.
Okay, great to have you. As always, SandyG, you're up next.
Oh, why I'm addicted to this podcast? Because
No,
it's
first you have to say, hey guys. Hey
Hey
guys.
guys,
oh
nahi bola.
hey guys and everyone. Just to be inclusive like Tony. And why I'm addicted? I love how he jinx everything that is going on in Indian cricket and otherwise.
Lovely. Thank you.
Hey,
VaMu.
Choppy, this is like there's that famous thing, no, where some bowler was asked, "Can you bowl 6 Yorkers?" You basically just come on and you're like, "Can I bowl a over full of googlies? I can't be arsed to write an intro. Now let's put these people on the spot. Why don't
This is
you
this
only
is
do?"
Oh,
Sardon's this is
I
Sardon's
thought
interview to Ian Bishop, man.
yeah.
I don't know
Even
what happens,
I have
but
I
I
have
put the ball.
outsourced. Even Rangoli has been outsourced.
proper HR practice.
Hey
Sorry.
guys and everyone, agree with what Tony said.
Great one.
Wow.
In case you aren't part of our multiple WhatsApp groups, this is how VaMu and Tony operate in real life.
Okay, let's go for Rachna next.
Hey guys and hello folk. Why am I addicted to this podcast? Two words for me. Verbal diarrhea. Whenever there is a match going, okay. Some days I love the WhatsApp groups. Some days I am like, why are there 1,362 messages? But I just look at 5 messages and there is so much I have learned. Mostly irrelevant, but many times relevant. And I'm like, okay, I should open this WhatsApp group in a few days again and see what more I can learn.
Lovely.
Rachna is like, this is a bad habit I'm trying to kick. It's not.
New Year resolution. Yeah.
This was like Alcoholics Anonymous from Rachna. Very nice. Which is the vibe we are going for. Okay, Bisi, you're up next.
Hey guys, and hello everyone. I am addicted to bits and pieces because I like to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Thank you.
Lovely. Nice.
I curse you, Bisi.
And I am your host, El Choppernos. Hey guys and girls, I'm addicted to this podcast because I think we are the worst of everything and the best of everything at the same time as far as it comes to cricket. All right, let's dive right in.
Whoa, one second.
One
Wait. Why? When did Sri Ravi Shankar really join the pod, man?
No, this is some other author, no? Charles Dickens, best of everything, worst of
It was
everything.
best of times,
Oh,
the
it
worst of
was
times.
the best of times into the worst of times.
Yeah.
No, but do you remember that other thing that used to be there? There is one book called What They Teach You in Harvard Business School. And there is another book called What They Don't Teach You in Harvard Business School. So if you put both together, that contains the sum total of all the knowledge in the universe, it seems, because it is what they teach you and what they don't teach you in Harvard Business School. Like that only this pod is also.
Not universe, only Harvard Business School.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
That all is okay.
Aurum, jao yaar.
Or
Okay, so we'll first hear from Rachna today on a little trip that she's planning to Nepal for cricketing purposes. Rachna, why don't you tell us about it?
Can
Yes.
you try camera on and then like if it's not working, go.
Yeah, YouTube mein Vipassana will be very angry.
Thank you. Go.
Can you see
There's a
me?
proper. Yeah, we can see you, and I think we can hear you. And there's a
No,
proper
no.
Yeah, it's like amazing
halo.
lighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
But
so
we
glad
can't hear.
podcast. Who? Someone said they can't
No,
hear.
it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's
It's
dying.
not
It's
much
dying.
better.
Yeah.
It's dying.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to put it off then.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's better now.
Oh God, I have to give disclaimer that I'm still waking up and I'm also recollecting why I'm. Give me 30 seconds. 5
Why?
seconds.
Why I'm part of this
It-
podcast?
No,
Have
we are
you
back to
moved
that
ahead
already.
from
What bad life choices have led me here?
Okay. Um, so I've been selected as a part of this global organization called Cricket Without Boundaries to be a coach, a cricket coach. I'll be coaching 11 to 15-year-olds, and my first stint is going to be in Nepal. So first of all, how I heard about this opportunity, and that's thanks to
Wait,
one
one
of our
second. Can we just like take a moment to applaud
Yeah,
that?
upload.
Like,
Yeah.
well played.
Hey, HR, please organize some emoticons. No, what is this?
Yeah, like woo.
And
Cake,
Yeah,
cake
what is
and
that?
emoji.
and snacks for all of us to celebrate.
Nah.
snacks and coffee for those who are awake at this unearthly hour.
Yes, I
Um,
agree.
and how I even heard about Cricket Without Boundaries. So that's thanks to one of our fellow podcasters, Srinath, who happened to refer me to this organization. And the idea is how do we, one, promote cricket in emerging markets. So they're present in several African countries, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda. I think these three at the moment, and the first country outside of Africa is Nepal. And why? And so essentially, it's a kind of like a Teach for India, Doctors Without Borders kind of concept. And the idea is to one is to promote cricket here, but also to promote life skills through cricket. So a lot around healthcare. So around female menstruation, example is one that I am going to be in particular focusing on, and I'm going to be teaching and working with 11 to 15-year-olds. What this means in terms of how coaching is going to look like, how the day to day is going to be, I am not aware at the moment, but I will certainly be on the podcast to talk about it once I am back. Yes, I will pause here, and if there are any questions, because I definitely have missed out, I might have missed out on important things that I should have mentioned.
Okay, first
Yeah.
question from me. Which area of Nepal is this going to be in?
Chops is ready with questionnaire for everyone today.
You. Now he's going to ask geographical coordinates also. ताकि मैं अगला ऑफिस ट्रिप उधर मार के पेंट फैक्ट्री खोल सके. Very nice.
Wait, Chops, if this doesn't follow through with a Nepal anecdote from you, then like we are
Then
voiding the question.
yeah.
Void ab initio.
I
So-
think this is where we'll have to insert that Samir
Editor's
Mohan
note.
sound clip. Samir Mohan sound.
I have only one anecdote.
Not in the pod, but always in our hearts.
Yeah, but sorry, Chops.
Rachna,
Yeah,
go
Rachna,
for
go
it.
ahead.
This is about 11 to 12 hours from Kathmandu in the southeast of Nepal, called Bidar
Wow.
Nagar. And
Okay.
so, yeah, we are not in, and it's not even, and Bidar Nagar, while I was reading about it, is the second largest city in Nepal. We are not in Bidar Nagar either. We are going to be in the outskirts of Bidar Nagar somewhere. This is what I know at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long is this thing? The entire
Yeah.
program?
Stint.
So my stint is for about 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. And we'll
Nice.
be going to various schools around the area. And how it works is you are a project team of about 7 to 8 people. I should mention that everyone else in my project team, in my opinion, is way more highly qualified than I am. So, for example, my project lead, he is the current head coach of the Rwanda cricket team. We have people
Wow.
who are one person who is currently in Australia with some of the cricketers at the moment. And I am someone who tries to wake up at 4 a.m. to attend a podcast where we banter about cricket. So I'm still not entirely sure what my contribution is going to be, But as I usually tell, everybody, and including in the interview as well, when I had it for Cricket Without Boundaries, is my enthusiasm far exceeds my skill. So that's going to be my motto for my 2 weeks as well. Yeah.
It's
Fantastic.
okay, Rachna. This is the same feeling Asharna has during Sena tours.
Yeah, the
Um,
key is to keep making YouTube videos and be on podcasts. That is where the
Yeah.
hustle is.
I should mention one thing though, that this organization has been great in terms of scouting for these various countries. So, for example,
Sorry, by this organization, you mean this Bits and
Bits
Pieces
and pieces.
Bits
podcast,
and
right?
pieces.
of
Yeah.
course, by law of transitivity, yes, ultimately it all boils down to bits and pieces podcast. So Cricket Without Boundaries has been been a great organization in terms of sourcing talent in cricket. And so I was reading that the Rwanda captain was discovered through the Rwanda female captain was discovered through Cricket Without Boundaries. She attended coaching sessions many years ago, and yeah, her journey kept going since then. So I'm excited with the prospect of, of course, um, working in a community which probably has not, had as much access uh, to formalized cricket. And secondly, the opportunity to work with a diverse set of people. And I think this, you asked me why this, and I think one of the motivators for me was when I had spent a day with India's blind cricket team, both the male and the female team, a few months ago when they were participating in the World Blind Games, and seeing that cricket is not just the conventional white/red leather ball, and there are different. It's actually a very accessible sport and a very inclusive sport that can be played uh, by literally everyone. So that was again a big motivator for me. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great that there is so much seriousness going into countries that may not conventionally play cricket. Have I told you a story about how my cousin became the softball captain for Kerala? Basically, she was in school, and this is one Navodaya school, right? And basically, one day, a teacher came and asked, "Does anyone have a passport size photo with them?" And for some reason, she had one, and she gave it. Next morning in Malayalam Manorama, we are reading that she's the softball captain for Kerala school team, right? So they just needed to fill
Oh
fill
my
something up. But
Nice.
yeah, glad to know this is very different, where you're actually like putting in serious effort to promote the sport where it's not played.
Since Rachna can't keep her video on, we will put her passport size photo on YouTube also. Lovely to know about that, Rachna. And we hope to have you recording, one episode with the rest of us, with the rest of the gang, when you are actually in Nepal. That'll be so much fun.
He's
Yeah, that
putting
time it'll
homework within homework.
homework
Nice.
within homework. And given, well, what I'm aware is going to be a very busy schedule. So I know I'm going to have to like wake up at 3 a.m. or something.
Oh,
So
so
this is like
just
preparation for
practice.
that.
Hey, come on.
Rather, I
Practice.
will keep make sure the podcast is like 3 a.m. So all of the India folk can suffer with me. Yeah.
Lovely.
No, but
Yeah,
but if
Chuck
you're
will be there.
ever if you're ever awake at 3 a.m., the only person to call is Hank.
Hank.
Whichever
Whatever
time
time
zone
zone.
you're in. Yeah.
Whatever time zone. Yeah. You're in the UK, Nepal, India, wherever. If you are up at 3 a.m., call Hank. That's it.
Yeah. So far, we've recorded 20 minutes, and the only useful contribution has been from Rachna. Like, it's basically
Like
15
always.
minutes of
Like always.
nonsense. And Rachna saying some important things. Very good.
We are par for course.
Lovely. Okay, now we're
Hey,
going
tell
to
us your
talk
Nepal
about
anecdote, Chops.
Yeah.
no,
Where are you going
no,
ahead?
and
What happened in the satsang where you went like Sri Ravi Shankar in Kathmandu and all? There was rioting, I'm sure.
no anecdotes, but I can't wait to go back to Kathmandu. I just love that place, and hopefully when Rachna is around, I am going to be able to make a work trip at that time and meet her in Nepal of all places.
By the way, when Rachna
Amazing.
said Bidar Nagar, no, people who are listening to this wouldn't have noticed, but those on YouTube would have noticed very keen-eyed viewers, if you are, that Varun Murli was looking into the distance yonder and thinking about domestic statistics of Bidar Nagar and what he can pluck out of thin air and throw at our face, saying, "Yeah, you should look out for this talent. He's up and coming. He scored a century in some Maha Cricket League in Lodha Cup,
Ne-
Nepal." and all that.
No, but he won't go to Nepal because the visa is too easy.
Yeah,
Like,
no visa.
Oh,
some
yeah.
challenge.
yeah.
No visa.
Yeah, nice. Okay, Tony, can you pull up Rob Linda's Twitter link on share screen? Yeah, please
Dude,
do
this
that.
is proper. Like,
Yeah, please share
Homework,
screen.
huh?
Are you not
this-
prepared with slides and all? What is this?
Choppy,
what are we
this is
looking at?
proper free riding. Huh?
Correct.
No, I can't do that from my work laptop, which is why I'm asking Tony to do it.
Oh, this is you and Nitto. Neither can share screens, is it?
Nittu has work
Yeah.
laptop.
No, his problem is he
Um,
doesn't know how to unshare a screen once he shared.
Yeah.
So.
Once he shares it, no.
My God.
ఒక్కసారి కమిట్ అయితే that
The
way.
intricate details we know about each other's lives. You realize you're spending
Yeah.
too much time on that WhatsApp group when that happens.
What
Yeah,
are we
yeah, yeah.
looking
Go
at?
down,
Who is
go
this?
down, go
This
down,
one.
go down, go down, go down,
This
go
only,
down,
no.
go down.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
only,
but
it's
this
not the
this
video.
won't play. Yeah, for
Oh,
those who
acha,
can't
acha.
see it in other countries. Yeah,
Wait, one
play
sec.
this
I think
and do full screen
Hold
if
on,
possible,
hold
Macha.
on. I can't hear you.
Eh,
Huh?
I can't
Huh?
hear you.
I mean, the catch is not that great, also.
What is this?
Screen
So-
share issues.
The-
What is this? Just because it's New Zealand, you don't want to hear us, or what?
I think
Okay.
we had a
the-
Hey, while
power
he's
cut.
the-
figuring out, tell no. What is the
No, you have
which
to watch it
tournament?
first. You have to watch it first.
I have
Don't.
seen it. Tell me which tournament is this at least.
The video that
This is this is their T20 tournament.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can hear you. We can hear you.
But very,
But-
very faint.
very
Very
feeble.
faint.
That's okay. We just have to see it, and then he can come back online.
Can you see
Take
my
it.
screen?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can see
Yeah.
the screen.
Put full screen, please.
They-
Gone. Now only he's seeing it. Okay, no. Technically,
Pinch, da, pinch, pinch.
Finch also retired.
Can
Play.
you see?
Yeah, play.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, yeah.
Play.
Lofted shot. Straight over the top, is it? Has it got enough? Oh, what a catch! Yes, they pulled it off! That is unbelievable! Troy Johnson has pulled off something quite remarkable here. Nick Kelly's coming late, but the catch will stand, I'm sure of it. Lofted shot. Straight
it.
over the top, is it? Has it got enough? Oh, what a catch! Yes, they pulled it off!
Not bad, SandyG. Lodha Cup is quite good here. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Tony, we can. We
Tony,
can't.
Tony, you have to reconfigure
back
your
to-
mic. Yeah. And don't share screen ever again.
Yeah.
Arey,
I
this
think-
was the problem. Che, nonsense. Now you can hear me, no?
Yeah. Now
Yeah. We can hear your Arijit Singh
Okay,
voice.
So moving on, since Lodha Cup highlights.
No,
is
once
what we
again,
had-
have you
What
seen
nonsense.
the Faf Duplessis catch?
Yes.
Yes.
That is
Yeah,
at least in the
Faf
tournament
Duplessis.
I'm aware of.
You are again sharing screen, yeah?
Nahi.
No, I'm searching for the video. I don't know. Now Chappy will have to tell me where this is from.
It was in the match yesterday, no?
Yeah, that
SA20?
is fine. Like, should we go to Crazy Jones or Mufa or Rob Linda?
Oh, okay. Wait. I'll tell you.
Hey, it's
Nahi,
okay.
nahi. हो गया.
Yeah, it's fine.
Two
Two great catches.
What do we
Okay.
have to do? GD about this catch now.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
GD about this catch.
In opinion of my learned friend, I know what Tony will say. Such catches are supposed to be taken. No, what the big deal?
Agreed.
When
No,
batsman
actually-
edges, it comes fast.
Yeah. If it was chops, it would have been a straightforward catch because there would have been a straight long off. No. Like, what is They got the field wrong. That is why you had to make it exceptional.
Only
Rookie
Dhoni can
mistakes.
keep that fielding for out.
Everyone's bias
Jobs,
is
you have
there.
to tell us your straight long off story though. I don't think enough
Everyone
people know.
knows.
I think everyone knows by now,
No.
but
Well,
I want to
so
hear.
there
Reverse
is.
Uno.
I don't think box cricket is a thing that people are not aware of. So box cricket was happening, and for some reason I don't know, I was fielding at straight long off, right? Because there is some rule somewhere that we learnt a long time ago when we
Yeah.
were kids. You can't
Correct.
stand right
Keep
behind the stumps.
Correct.
So I was standing just to the left of the
adjacent.
stumps, and the batter hit a big shot, which was to the left of me, right near the edge of the box with its netted walls and everything. And I ran to my left, which is my wrong side, unnatural side, and I dived full length to take up a catch, and no one came to celebrate because, as Tony would have said, for this catch in Super Smash, also it was supposed to be taken.
It is your job, as our friend Sridhar would have
Yeah,
channeled Roy Keane.
totally.
Yeah. So
But well
yes,
done.
thoughts about this catch. I honestly think that uh, to be able to throw the ball back into the playing area has been done for multiple years now, and many good catches are there where the fielder who's taken the initial catch itself is able to jump it, or he's able to pass it on to someone else. But I thought to be able to sort of go against the direction of the momentum and throw it back was quite something. I don't think I've ever watched a catch this good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, having the presence of mind to, stop yourself with the knee. He took the knee, but he stopped
Oh.
himself with the knee and then threw it back. Brilliant catch. I'm sure Tony does not have any view because it's New Zealand.
Oh, Tony has frozen himself.
He has frozen himself. Oh, no. Don't torture him, guys. Oh, Tony's back.
Tony's back.
While you were
If we can
frozen,
believe
people are
it, there is
saying,
a power failure in Mumbai.
whoa.
Wow.
Just when we are discussing about New Zealand cricket.
Huh.
N- Va- and Vamu
No,
is
so
going to tell us. Yeah, go
yeah,
on.
but this is following this will be the cage match we thought we'd never have between SandyG and VaMu, where we discuss is fielding really important in T20s or in cricket.
Let's go for it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Vamu, please share your point of view.
I don't think fielding is all that important in T20 cricket. Like, I mean, what happened in that match eventually? Like, did the team that took the catch even end up winning the match?
His
No.
question.
You go and make the
But-
point because no one knows the facts here.
But Vamu, you have never said that catches aren't important. You say ground fielding isn't important. Now don't change your
That is
stance.
also fair. That is also fair.
My God.
So you are okay.
We
So
are
you are okay
correcting
with,
Vamu's. Ah, ma-
so
If
you are
Iman
okay
would
with,
have been there,
yeah.
if Iman would have been there, he would have said that stance clear hona chahiye.
Science aligned. hai.
Yeah.
So you are okay with fielders, giving away boundaries uh, by not diving, but you basically feel that if the bowling and batting skill is there, fielding is not required. That's what
Yep.
we keep discussing, yeah.
Yep.
And I might sound like Sunny Ji here. I don't think it will work if you have just bowlers and batters. You need to have good fielders. One or two
No, so
Ash
Varun's question is
Annas are
different,
allowed.
right?
One or
Varun's
two.
question.
Sorry.
God,
Oh,
you have frozen him again.
Tony.
My God.
Yes.
ये नया सीलिंग काफी पावर कंज्यूमिंग है यार. What is this? I think everyone died. नहीं, Chops is
No,
alive.
no.
No.
I it has
Hey, I think
happened
in
Let
once.
Tony.
T20 cricket and all, like, why is fielding even like important? Look, I mean, like, GOAT West Indies T20 sides like had Gale and like a bunch of 30 plus year olds who could hardly move around and all that. So I don't think that
Yeah, yeah.
it's that important to
No,
be
no, you
female.
are correct. But I don't think you can have.
That's it. That's it. Correct.
No, no. Like, you are correct
Pod
about
khatam.
Gale.
Bye. Let's go. Pod
About Gale,
khatam.
you are correct. By the way, we just had a moment where we shut Tony up and he's gone now. But you can't have five more, 4 or 5 fielders who can't field in a T20 match, is what I feel. I mean, it can turn the match around due to bad fielding. You can have one Gale, which is fine.
Okay.
That's basically what happened in the last India-Australia Women's T20 series.
Yeah, yeah. We'll discuss about it.
Hey, 1 second. Like, who wins the IPL every year?
The
They
team
have
that
great fielders,
scores
yeah.
most number of runs
Ah,
in the final.
yeah. I mean, it's a team that has Shivam Dube,
Oh.
Ambati Raidu, Tushar Deshpande, then that Simranjeet Singh, and who else is? One more very lousy fielder in that side.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Ah,
So IPL is
so
the
I don't.
benchmark of T20 cricket, right? Cool. Let's send this little snippet back to Melbourne, please, for verification.
Yeah, all this is,
So
I mean, someone is calling Tony, or we are just
Maybe he'll come.
moving
He'll
on with
come.
the pod?
He'll come. He'll
He
come.
come
he's
ra.
he's he's calling BEST.
Okay. Are we waiting for Tony or
We'll continue, no?
Yeah, let's continue. I mean, otherwise, editor ka lag jayega.
okay? So fielding, do you want to have more opinions thrown in? Rachna, you were mentioning something about the last India-Australia series that happened in India. Do you think fielding and such catches that we saw in the Super Smash and SET20, Faf du Plessis, etc., more of a role, less of a role in deciding the outcome of women T20 matches?
I mean, I don't even, honestly, just thinking about the last series, don't even want to compare it to these catches. And if they can just take the catches, that would have been enough. That would have made somewhat of a difference. But in the moment that I'm actually recollecting, is every time a catch was dropped. I mean, I never knew who the fielding coach was for the India team, but now I distinctly know his face. It was catch drop. That person's face is
Shown on the
on
screen.
screen. But I agree that it's. I mean, there is a slight distinction between taking the catches, taking great catches, and ground fielding, and I think it's a much bigger conversation when it comes to fielding generally. Like you could see the stark difference between India and Australia. And I think that did play a big role in the game. Yeah.
And I also say this from a bowler's perspective, because when you're bowling and your fielders do well and stop a boundary, etc., it really boosts you up rather than people giving away easy fours, and then it demolishes your morale while bowling also.
No, I think this is a
Sandy
good
is
good point to
Sandy
segue
is
into
showing
Sandy's bowling exploits.
flex. Like as a bowler, then after 2 minutes he'll say like from a batsman's perspective, I know.
As the only regularly playing cricketer other than Rahul in the BNP.
Yeah, Sandy ji,
Oh,
what about your bowling is so magical that fielders throw themselves to the ground for stopping runs and taking
no, it's
catches?
nothing to do with my bowling. It's my aggressive
Oh, God.
shouting when they misfield. Then I would rather give them examples of myself when they are bowling and I'm fielding. 'They are scared of that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So
fielding flex now. Fielding
fielding
flex
flex.
now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
My God, the last 2 minutes have been a proper asana mimicry and all. It's like I will bowl like him. I will flex also like him. I will abuse you for not fielding when I am bowling. Oh,
Now, from a batter's point of view, it is equivalent to running between the wickets. SandyG is on the pod now.
my God.
In T20 cricket, now we are going to talk about running between the
Yes,
wickets.
yes.
Very nice.
Dude,
Let's get
I have one amazing little piece of comment from Ian Chappell, who has gone peak Sunny G. You have to like this is him speaking about the slow pace of play and tests, and I think it nicely encompasses whatever we were just discussing right now. Why are batters allowed to meet mid pitch during overs to discuss who knows what without penalty? Why aren't batters informed that etiquette requires them to be in their stance at the crease when a bowler is ready to deliver? Heat extremes accepted. Why allow drinks at times outside of the regular break? Why do glove changes occur so often? Surely this is superstitious more than need. Why aren't boundaries signaled only for balls that hit the rope rather than allowing pointless replays that look at the whereabouts of a fielder's feet or hands? Go. Enjoy.
No, but I don't know. I mean, it's when you have given that disclaimer or introduction to the comment at the beginning, I don't know if one should agree or not, or take the risk of agreeing or not. But I genuinely think it's like some of those things. I don't know so much about, let's say, if a bowler has a long run up, how much time is really wasted in, batters just meeting mid pitch and discussing if the ball is moving in, out, wherever. But the rest of the stuff, like, I don't know, for some good reason, cricket is crazy about, those replays where whether the ball is in contact with the fielder
You
when he's.
imagine that catch that we just saw a replay of, that poor third umpire would have seen some 20 times to decide whether it was a 6-4
Yeah.
out, not out. And it is actually a monumental waste of time trying to do that in a T20 game. It's like you're trying to essentially compete with the other sports of the world, saying
But
that we have a condensed version. And what do? You spend half the time doing VAR on it. VAR is a laughing stock, anyways, of the whole world. It's a total waste of time.
yeah.
But what if the ball is gone almost into the stands and then the fielder does a hurdle race over the billboards or the advertising boards and then
No,
catches
I
it
mean,
there?
होने
you
दो ना
have to
यार.
start from inside the field now. You
हाँ.
you can't be outside the field of play when the bowler starts his run up. So after that, you do whatever jing bang you want to do. Take the catch, stop the run, and move
Yeah.
on with it.
And
That's it.
I think this is also I mean I think India was docked points for slow over rate also, even though the game got completed in what 2 days. No, that was the first test match. Where was it?
Oh,
Yeah.
this section is
First
in the
test.
fond memory of
Oh.
our pod brother Nitin Sundar, who is currently on what is it called, Vipassana
Vipassana.
retreat.
Vipassana.
So fond memory of Nittu. Yes, go on, Bisi.
No,
Sorry.
no.
I was saying
According
that
to ICC, it shouldn't be called slow over rate. That is taking up too much time. It should be called slower rate. Right? Like you have to find time to crunch.
Talking about
things.
fielders being inside the field, Tony is back.
Yeah. I've restarted my router, turned off and on my computer, broken a coconut. Hopefully, I'll be on. Huh.
Did you pray to
Coming from
Sanju?
the unique position of
not
not
knowing
having
what
watched
went.
any cricket or listened to this pod for the last 10 minutes, my question was I don't know if it got answered. VaMu's question is slightly different, SandyG, is that will you pick someone based on their fielding in a team?
No, the question is with basic fielding skills or a decent bowler with basic fielding skills or a good bowler with zero fielding skills, right?
No, I don't think that's the question.
You make whatever question you want.
VaMu,
What you missed is Sandy G being ass enough for 2 minutes straight.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like from a bowler's perspective, I will sledge you if you don't field well when I'm bowling.
It's not.
From a batter's perspective, I will sledge you if you don't run well between the wickets. When I am fielder, I will sledge you back saying you did not field well during my bowling, so I won't field well during your bowling. Go. Die. Now, this is coming on my podcast in the evening, so stay tuned, folks. Like, share, and subscribe.
Lovely.
Yeah.
No, so the larger point that I wanted to make was cricket has too much been about numbers, right? And like while everyone agrees that in T20 you should look at averages or that or this, ultimately you are ending up with the same 11. Are we going back to the India discussion on why like Kohli and
God.
Robro are brag? So I think like in general, we need to have better ways of looking at assessing players, right? Whether it is in terms of what you're contributing with the field or how you're actually sort of reacting to match situations and doing that. I think cricket has a numeracy problem in that there is too much data and like anyone can put any kind of table to justify something else.
Are we
But-
thrashing Date on this pod?
What? I have no idea who you're talking about. No, but in general, VaMu and Bisi, you follow a lot of football, right? Like how do you evaluate a player's performance and like who gets picked? Is it just like banter based or is there like a more well-rounded way of doing that?
Would like to assume that there is a logic to the mayhem that you might see from the outside. That's my personal opinion entirely, saying that there is stats on one side plus a good
Yeah.
mixture of what you believe is the ideal combination on that particular day, and
No,
whoever
but
takes that
Bisi,
call. Yeah, sorry.
football also has a like a hardcore scouting culture, no? Like
It does.
you hear stories all the time about these scouts in some godforsaken league in some godforsaken part of the world picking a player and saying he's going to be the next big
Yeah, yeah.
thing and bringing him to some academy or something.
Right. So again, that is not meant with see, what you try to do from the scouting perspective is to create a pool of players for the future. That's the intention, right? It's not necessarily going to be tailor-made to whatever approach you want for the next series. For example, let's say you don't scout with a 5-test match England series in mind. You scout for the larger picture, saying yes, this guy plays well. Broadly, ticks off some boxes. The point where we are essentially saying is that how do I pick the ideal playing 11 basis data is again up for debate, because I don't know how relevant it is on that particular day. I'm sure Chennai CSK's selections is based on gut feeling, or how whoever the selectors are within the group perceive somebody is performing in the nets. That's it. It's as recent as that, and you go with it, and it works most of the time. So who's to question that particular methodology?
No, I think this overload of stats is now a problem in football also, to be honest. And I think it's more a function of proliferation of social media and what Moneyball has really spawned off. Because like everybody like goes and starts creating their own stats and like try justifying like particular selections and all that. Like, I mean, we get irritated by some stats-based cricket accounts. Football is at a different level altogether, to be honest. I mean, like the kind of like silly debates that happen around like ground duels and like heading
Oh, ground
accuracy and
duels is
stuff.
like matchups plus, is it?
Yeah, something like, I mean, like the ability to go tackle and like win the ball, uh, stuff like, I
Tracking
mean,
back percentage and all that. I've read a stat about tracking back percent. I have no idea how that is calculated.
so it is at a different level altogether. Uh, I think, in my opinion, like most modern cricket teams do track the important data. I don't think they are like they go by averages and stuff like that. I think most modern T20 teams do look at what is relevant, but obviously none of that is like out in the public domain. So I think as a spectator, you have to kind of make up your mind as to like what has triggered a particular selection or an exclusion. And I think it's a problem across like sport, to be honest.
Or
So I don't think it's something.
or if you don't know
But
why a team has made a particular selection, please tune into our episodes and you'll find out.
So in
But
some senses, it is coming back to strawberry farmer from Jharkhand is actually the best person to do this. Like, forget whatever stats tell you, watch people in the nets and pick. I think it's
And you
a
figure
fair
out.
call.
And he makes
and
it work.
I think yeah, in one of the episodes, Tanmay Bhatt also
Our episode.
No, one
when
of
he came,
uh
I never.
one of the other podcasts, Tanmay Bhatt was telling that he was discussing with Dhoni, and Dhoni said that I select people based on their confidence in the last uh, 15 days or 1 month rather than talent.
Yeah.
Because if there is no confidence, you know, that talent may not be useful in a match, which is just going to last 40 overs. So that is also something that he keeps in mind. But my question to everyone here is, we talk about, let's say, a stat on, uh, a team which wins the toss, bats first, wins 80% of the time on this ground. Does it really matter? Because on that day, probably the weather forecast is uh, of showers, and maybe bowling first makes more sense. Does it? I mean, if that stat has to be believed, then probably Pakistan will never be able to beat India in a World Cup, right? Uh,
No, those things. See, that is a different one, right? Like we like to think that many things have a causative effect in cricket.
Yeah.
People still don't know that overcast conditions actually cause more swing if you look at the numbers that bear it out. And obviously, like some 4 years ago, you played a team, they won doesn't mean like there is a jinx or anything like that, right? I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that the mental side of the game doesn't exist, but that is more straightforward. My sort of approach to this was to say that the worst job in the world is that of the Indian selector, right? Like you're only allowed to put 11 players on the field out of a pool of so many. Like, how do you even go about doing that is something that I don't know. Like,
Don't say so
See,
many and all,
because
please.
they no
That
no
those
Tony
days are gone.
Tony, they exactly use the anecdote which you shared. Who has a passport photograph right now? When
uh,
who already has an account on the Thomas Cook website.
yeah, so I mean, from an Indian perspective, right? Indian men's cricket perspective, if you're going to be judged on the trophies that you win or don't win, or how close you were to winning it but didn't win the last 10 years or whatever, how are you ever going to pick a team? And I mean, I don't have a answer to this to say
I think
2024 World Cup
it's
is
the
coming
right
up.
time for all of us to say Shaz Cole.
Yeah,
Greater
of
than,
course.
greater than.
That you can say at any point of time. No, why are you?
No, because he made a point about the trophies won or not won. No.
No, but in general, I'm agreeing with SandyG and Dhoni that vibes is a better metric than all of this nonsense. Because if your tournament is 6 months from now and like there is so much happening, and T20 is the format where luck plays a humongous role, right? Much more than any other format. So I don't know. I feel like vibes is much better metric than anything else. Chops, what are your thoughts?
I think, I mean, with most things, it's got to be some sort of a middle path. I often think that maybe just telling, let's say, a left arm spinner that you have done better in the past against a batter of such and such type is almost like a confidence booster. So in a sense, that data that you have culled out from how many ever balls that you've tracked, it going in the right way to the captain and to that bowler or whoever else is the protagonist for that case, i don't I don't see how that doesn't give you confidence that this could be the right strategy to follow. Vibes in a game like cricket will never go out of the equation because of just how it's structured and how things are, and how someone sitting outside has such very little control. But what my mind goes back to is for example the strategy breaks that are the very commonplace in T20 competitions now, everywhere across the world. I saw the SA T20 match yesterday, and there are strategy breaks now. uh, I think there something like this can have a great deal of impact, because by then what kind of resources the other team has left, especially in a close match, and what kind of resources you have left. And there can be a good solid discussion between how the captain is seeing things on the ground and how the data analytics person is seeing things, etc. And I don't see how that sort of a conversation happens in like a CSK where probably the discussion is about where we are going to eat after the match or something. But maybe in some other teams that kind of discussion really helps in the
It
middle of a
was
match. So
it was definitely
Yeah.
needed in GT for Hardik Pandya because that is the only way Ashish Nehra will get the word across onto the ground.
yeah, so I think that uh, stats even in, let's say, test matches, for example, now has a role to play, because you can form strategies and things like that accordingly. Everyone and their 9-year-old nephew knew that India sort of made a mistake by not bowling short to Travis Head early enough in the WTC final, and when they did, things were slightly different. So I guess they definitely have a role to play. But yeah, I mean, social media can be blamed for multiple ills. One of
एक
these,
और डाल दो एक और डाल दो उसके ऊपर what is
one,
I, I,
yeah,
I, I, I didn't know that this was going to end in philosophy,
Yeah.
philosophical lesson.
I
No,
am
but
I
Chop,
am going
slightly different
to
nuances. I'm saying that I'm talking about selection of 11 players. It doesn't matter once you're on the pitch, yeah,
no.
obviously, like
So
you have to.
selection, yeah.
Huh.
Let me get to that. Selection, I think, is done best if the selectors actually go and watch the games, which is why my thought process about selection has often been that either these five guys, whoever are doing the job for India, are probably relying on opinions of domestic captains and match referees and umpires and coaches they trust big
Yeah.
time as in huge. Or I mean, they have like multiple clones of themselves and they are going to, watch all of these matches. For example, let's say England A versus India A is happening. England Lions, as they like to call them. And my question always is that if the junior team is England Lions, how do you then give a name to the senior team? But that's for another day. Uh,
Baz Lions,
Baz,
Bullions,
Baz, Baz, they call
Bullions,
Baz.
yeah,
Balebaz.
yeah, whatever else it is. But Rajat Patidar scored 100, right? Now, how do you begin to sort of put that sort of 100 in the larger scheme of things? And where does that place him in the pecking order as far as, Indian batters are concerned, who are going to, let's say, replace a Virat or a Rohit or someone else in the 11? So unless you're watching cricket with your own eyes, and I don't mean nets, because I don't think
Oh,
nets is a substitute.
I was about to say if you were coming to tell us that Bharat Sundareshan would be the best selector. Insert Ramesh Suresh sticker with Chappy and Bharat.
But yeah, I mean, unless you're actually watching people out on the, which is why I'm also not a big fan of these 17 playing 13 kind of matches, warm-up matches that happen when we go on tours these days. Unless you're actually watching first class cricket, there's no way you can select a team. And to my mind, Australia with its limited number of teams is a great example, because you see someone like Cameron Green or Murphy or Koneman or many of these other guys being selected over much more experienced campaigners, because the selectors see something in them, and whether that promise sort of plays out or not is a different story. It's essentially a bet. But I am all for making those calls and us relying on the selectors to make those calls, which is why I mean non-selection selection is not really something to break your head about.
I think
I'm going
Bihar is
to
doing a really good job at this because they selected two teams for Ranji. So they are the best.
Best,
shout out
best.
shout out to Zainab's home state for being proper gadhe.
Hey, Sandy ji, why don't you tell us more? I don't know if people would be following this important piece of news.
No, but it was
Hey,
discussed in last
listen to the
episode.
last podcast. What
Oh, was it?
nonsense.
Great.
Hey,
Well,
Hey,
maybe you
VaMu,
should
you have
get
been
some
itching to
more
go.
sleep. No, I'm so I think a lot of this Dhoni CSK thing gets overblown, and it's kind of become a cult, so to speak, about this 38-year-old strawberry farmer, etc., etc. Uh, in the IPL, if you like trace the history of the IPL, teams who have actually like prepared wickets that are suited to spin, they have done very well historically. I don't know why more teams don't do it. I mean, even if you look at the current roster of IPL teams, I mean, the only two teams you can say are like who prepare like spinning decks are Chennai Super Kings and to some extent Lucknow Super Giants. Um, and in the IPL, I firmly believe it's easier to build a squad when the conditions are favoring spin because you can like have Indian seamers who bowl cutters, etc., in the 11 easier. So, and especially over the last 2, 3 years, I think CSK have done a phenomenal job in picking players, to be honest. So, I'm going to be a bit of a contrarian. I don't think like CSK has been
Oh,
all white.
surprise.
Won't be the first time. Won't be the
Yeah.
first time.
First of all, Vamu, just to let you know, you were a contrarian when you said 30-year-old strawberry farmer. He's 42 years old.
No,
No,
because
but
I mean,
Vamu, why do you
one of
rate someone like a Hessen and Flower so highly?
see, I think Hessen.
Moving
Uh,
from Bihar to Karnataka with Hassan district.
so, so I think Andy Flower has shown across leagues in the world his ability to mold fairly average franchises and take them very deep. And some of the work that he has done with the Australian cricket team is also fairly well documented in terms of getting players who've been like fairly like average against spin to step up their game, especially in the shorter format. He's worked as consultant like I think even before the T20 World Cup, I believe when Australia won it in Dubai, if I'm not sure, Andy Flower may have been the consultant for the T20 side. So and he's got a track record. We all know what he did with England as well. When they were playing, I think I mean, while all this whole turning around, etc., it all started with when Andy Flower's reign as coach, basically. So I think he's got a good thought process around T20 hitting. I'm excited to see how Kohli and Flower go together. Uh, I won't be surprised if Kohli has, I mean,
That
really
will
changes
create
the game.
cauliflower. Cauliflower ball. Are you ready for
Oh my
this?
God.
God.
Oh God.
Murali, go B.
Fine. Everyone go on mute. This will last a couple of minutes now.
Oh no. Oh no.
But
So
Vamu, are you sure that he was the consultant for the T20 final? I mean T20 tournament in Dubai.
I
Doesn't matter.
think he was. I'll have to check, but I think he did
If
spend
he
some
was
time
No,
not,
with
no,
him
then
in
Vamu is
don't
just
Britain.
don't
being
worry,
contrarian
don't
about the
worry.
fact. That's all.
I was just missing spammo, so I did a little fact.
No, but Vamu, in your opinion, so what is Flower doing? Like it's a mental thing or it's like a technique thing, it's a database thing, like or just like he's just been lucky and like he's just happened to be
He's
there
flowering.
and
I
things have
mean,
happened.
I mean, luck is, and when he's done this across like leagues in the world, I think luck, I mean, it may be a bit harsh to take away
Huh.
some of what he has done. Uh, so I think he's got some thoughts on how T20 cricket has to be played, like all this whole right-handed, left-handed stuff, like having different kinds of bowlers in the side, uh, having like dedicated like spin hitters, pace hitters, etc. So he's got some fairly like progressive
Theories.
thoughts around how T20 cricket is to be played, which he has been able to replicate at various franchises. I still think that he will struggle this year with RCB, but I believe he has been brought in with a slightly more longer term remit. Uh, but yeah, I think his record is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, if you look at the IPL roster, I mean, while again Gautam Gambhir was the face of Lucknow Super Giants, like you look at the best constructed side in the IPL or the squad in the IPL, I think it's Lucknow. I mean, the kind of options they have, and the
Yeah.
kind of wickets they play.
They had to play only
If you
19 overs when other teams get to play 20. Shout out to
so so yeah, I mean, again, like that thinking does shine through.
Okay.
The least Flower could have done is teach Gautam Gambhir that when asked to choose between Ronaldo and Messi, he's supposed to choose one of them, not none of the above.
Marcus Rashford.
I deeply whatever criticize him for that.
But Rachna, you should tell us about how this plays out in women's cricket or even the other leagues that you've seen, right? Whether it's blind cricket, etc., etc. You've been closer to the action than most of us, all of us, in fact.
Yeah, I was thinking about this point, one on the role of stats, and secondly, the point that what Dhoni said, that evaluating cricketers based on the confidence they've shown in the past month versus nets. And I think that's actually it's very relevant with regard to women's cricket. If you think about our squad versus Australia or our squad versus England, I mean, India, England, neck to neck in terms of quality, if you were to compare people at an individual basis. Australia as well, I think we are a very good team and we can certainly challenge them. But there's this one word that has been repeated constantly throughout the India Australia and even the India England series, which is intent. And how do you measure intent in terms of statistics? And especially, I think that was one of the main differences between India and Australia's performance. I mean, every other commentator would talk about, running between the wickets, Australia being far superior to, India. And then when you see, and when you see some of the Indian players actually showing that intent, you can see the difference. And just as an example, intent of Shreyanka Patil versus, when it came to like, she wants to hit a run she wants to make that run versus the other players. There was another point on, intent with regard to Renuka's fielding. Yes, bowling's there, but she missed the catch between she and Jemmy. There was a lot of criticism around that. So I think yes, statistics go so far, but selection in the women's game, I think they are starting to think more around this point of intent, even though it is honestly quite really hard to measure. Yeah.
Chope's
But
thoughts?
Rachna, I think, I mean, all said and done, I mean, this management, like with Amol Mazumdar, at least they are taking the right steps, right? I mean, in terms of giving more opportunities to younger players, and I mean, persisting with players even if they are going through a bad patch. I mean, identifying a core, and just to, don't you think that like there seems to be a bit more stability on that front leading into the World Cup?
I don't know if I think that's a bit of recency biased, honestly, because, and I think this will always be very hard when it comes to cricket. And now I think it's going to become even more difficult with regard to India women's cricket, because we do not play as many international matches as other teams, and that's because of WPL at the moment. Like there is nothing in schedule for India. I think the next series that's coming up, I mean, I don't know. I think it is directly the World Cup in Bangladesh. Where are we going to get any
Sneak pits.
yeah. So it's so I think it's a difficult one, and even persisting with cricketers who are not in form. Do we have other options? Do we have other options apart from Harmanpreet Kaur? Shafali Verma finally has been has been dropped from ODIs. But then again, if we're going to play matches far and few, it's a bit of a random decision. Who do you choose in that moment? So I think it's hard, and I think we are entering this phase of women's cricket where suddenly there is a lot of marketing and publicity, but you're seeing a lot of that through the league, and so we haven't reached this stable place of leagues versus bilateral cricket yet, and so I think it's just one to watch in the next couple of years.
Rachna, on that note, I think there's been an announcement about red ball competition for domestic competition for India women. You think they're going to follow through on that? You think it's something that is needed at this stage, or would you say what is needed more is just more white ball action domestically or internationally, and that will be that's more important as of now?
Um, I think it's a bit of both. I think so. I think we've spoken about this in previous pods as well, that the international the India team gets obviously gets a lot more investment, and there's disproportionately lower investment in the domestic female game versus the men's game. So one is there, and second is just increasing the number of matches internationally as well. I mean, it is abysmal that India's first ODI in 2023 was in at the end of December. Barring the Bangladesh series that everyone knows was extremely poorly managed, but and so I do not count that at all. So it is a combination of both sides.
Yeah, it was a trick question. The answer was both. So well done on that, Rachna.
Sandy, I think you were about to add something.
No, Rachna, on your point on recency bias with Amol Mazumdar, I think we spoke about this. I highlighted one of the incidents in, I think, England test, where Harmanpreet wanted to take a decision on whether
Follow on.
they should, provide follow on, choose for follow on the field itself. And Mazumdar kind of signaled to her, please come back to the dressing room. We'll discuss. And ultimately, they decided against it. And I think I feel that Amol Muzumdar brings that calmness and probably sensibility into the team. I I feel I've seen them having not arguments, I would say discussions during in between matches also. Harmanpreet, I think they will be at loggerheads at some point in time because Harmanpreet being aggressive, and I think Amol Mazumdar has a very clear, you know, kind of mandate with him. Uh, but more than the recency bias, I think there has probably not been a stalwart like Amol Mazumdar, who has been managing women's or coaching women's cricket, and that might change a few things. I'm not saying positive or negative, but it might change a few things. And that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, completely agree. And again, my only knowledge of, is through observation and
Yeah.
watching these matches, and um, you can see the attention he gives to the matches and the focus he gives compared to Ramesh Paul. I don't know if it's just the camera person just focusing on Mazumdar, but it was good. It was good to see that. And not just him, but the fielding, bowling coaches as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some better performances in the future when we do have games. Yeah.
But
This,
good
this
to
is the
Same
point
hope,
at which
same hope
we
we start. Yeah, same
no,
hope
go
we
ahead.
had when another stalwart took over after or took over the coach of the Indian men's team 2 years back. Like whenever
You mean
camera
10
panned
years,
on
you
him,
mean 8 years back. 8 years back. You mean.
whenever camera panned on him, he used to be seriously writing something, like full, like even if like first over of test match ball was well left, he still used to be writing
Right.
something, basically.
One,
So
one,
same
one
what we
stack
had.
of 200-page notebooks on the left, and he's writing in a new one. It is ball one. Whereas the previous coach, the camera always caught him napping or drinking. I want to ask, what
But
is the difference?
I want to ask that when the said coach came into the job,
It's
Kohli
I
was
love
removed.
how we have
Co-
stopped taking names on this pod now.
Yeah.
All it's all left to
It is
inference.
it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
only because of respect he just
The
celebrated his
listener is like थोड़ा और बताओ
नहीं नहीं
समझ में आएगा
तुम
किसके
for
बारे
the
में बात हो
listener
रहा
this is your own cage match. You can attach any two names to it and
है.
continue.
Correct.
I'm saying when Dravid became the coach, Kohli was removed as captain, and this is a question to everyone: what are your feelings about Harmanpreet now?
Oh
See,
God.
if Harmanpreet doesn't figure out how to ground her bat when she runs between the wickets, we will have a Kohli Kumble type of situation. I am 100% sure of that.
Wow.
Yeah, she's been having a poor form.
Seeing women's situations from the lens of men. Amazing. We have reached a new high.
This is 2024. Wow. No, but I don't know if we discussed, right? There were some questions around Harmanpreet's post-match reactions or something where she put it on
Shreyanka.
Shreyanka.
Yeah.
And like I think it was taken out of context or whatever, right? But in general,
Yeah,
I think as the scrutiny gets more, it's going to be tougher for anyone.
Yeah, plus her poor run of form is not helping, and
Yeah.
she's not been
And where will she
able to
recover her form, by the way?
Exactly. So
The next fixture for them
Lodha
is in
Cup.
December. No,
Lodha
next
Cup.
fixture for them is in December. Australia away 3 ODIs, followed by West Indies at home 3 ODIs, 3 T20s, and then Ireland at home for 3 ODIs, 3 T20s. That's it. There's
No,
nothing.
but I think isn't WPL a much better way to like?
Sure, it is, but that is 2 months, right? What do you do for the rest of the 10 months that you have? I mean, you're not playing competitive cricket for sure. And then you want to
Have
go and
3
beat the likes of
WPLs.
with the
No,
Australian side of
there is
Litchfield
domestic
and what.
there is domestic white ball competition in India, but I mean the point still stands. We don't get the women to play enough cricket for sure, either domestically or internationally. On that note, Bisi, you
Yes.
have to set it up for the kite flying contest.
Oh my God. Okay, fine.
Oh,
This is
no.
okay. So this is how you stay attuned to the best tournament on the planet when it is not even happening, right? This is like Hank's dream come true. So this is an IPL. Indian Patang League, it is what is called. Okay, by the way, I am not making any of this up. It's called Indian Patang League. It is organized by a broadcaster who does not have the rights for the IPL. Right? So
Oh.
how do you?
Are
how
we
do
allowed
you-
to name the broadcaster, or is this?
I
also
don't know.
left
That's why I'm
to-
keeping this. I don't know. I don't want to
Name
get
no.
into
What
it.
is there?
Hey,
Okay, where can we watch
called
it?
out Dravid, no? You call out.
Yeah. Is this on Star Sports? Can we watch it?
I don't. So Star Sports has organized this, and all it has is a couple of articles, which is brilliant. Okay, like all the articles, I think everyone got the same whatever script or press release.
Toolkit. It's called Toolkit.
My bad. I forget.
Tool
So
kite.
the Indian Patang League was organized on the day of Sankranti, which is when traditionally you have these kite flying contests, and there were people allocated the names of the Indian Premier League teams, and lo and behold, SRH and RCB made it to the finals, and there also RCB lost. Now every news release on this is along the lines of SRH defeat RCB in IPL final, but with a twist.
Oh.
And then they go into the details of saying, that this was the Indian Patang League. And it is one paragraph organized by Star Sports, Indian Patang League on the occasion of Sankranti, SRH defeat RCB. And then there are 5 paragraphs detailing that these two teams met in 2016 IPL final.
Yeah.
Where SRH actually defeated RCB team. Captain was so-and-so. This guy scored 50. That one took wickets. And this is
No, but Bisi, were any of the players there or like coach? Like who was flying the kites? I want to
some
know.
random dude.
There were
No, because
there were no
maybe
strings attached. It was like random people.
no, because we can at least
Faku,
check whether
Faku
the
was
team
dif-
selection was done on the basis of like some stats, etc. Like how good is your
Correct.
pull?
Pull statistics,
Cut,
cutting statistics,
cut is more.
cutting
Cut
statistics.
is also good.
Oh, you would have made it that
Oh.
chopping statistics. You would have made it nice.
No, but RCB finishing second reminds me of that thing, right? Like there's some meme which says you're such a loser that if there was a tournament for losers, you would still finish second. They're like, why second? You can't even win that. Like that is RCB statement. But wait for the cauliflower years, as one would tell.
I think the best
that's
part
why.
about
That's why Kohli has introduced the cut shot in his repertoire again, because I mean Patang League is happening, so need the cut shot back.
so the best part about this Indian Patang League, somebody on Twitter put this out. Shreyas Iyer kite stopped flying as the Majha was shot.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Q Hank rant next week on all of this. Oh man.
Nice, lovely. Okay, and
So,
now
Huh.
I think there's only so much that we can discuss about Indian Patang League. Should we now talk about the team that has been selected for the first two tests, which includes, at last count, some 32 wicket keepers from all over
hold on.
India.
I have quiz
They-
question.
First,
Quiz question,
first,
please.
Are we not discussing India's Afghanistan first?
Nahi,
Yes.
what- Not interested. Wait,
No,
I have
but
quiz question.
Chops, just to say, 32 wicket keepers were selected, and even then Sanju Samson
Sanju didn't find the
place.
He
This
didn't
is
have
again,
he didn't have
like you
passport
said-
size photo.
Like you said, you can use the same content everywhere. This you can use anywhere. Like Sanju Samson was not selected. Like at any point you can say.
Okay, I have quiz question. Wait. Okay,
Huh.
the trophy for India,
Hey, but
England
wait,
Test
wait,
series.
Bisi. But if he has a passport size photo, he can get selected for India men's 7-a-side football team, and it'll come in Malayalam Manorama.
Yeah.
Okay, Bisi, go on.
Oh, sorry. Che. Okay, the India England men's Test series winner is awarded the Anthony Di Mello Trophy.
Correct.
Which trophy is awarded for the England India men's?
Pataudi.
Patodi.
Brilliant, that too good. Ever wondered why is it two different names? But
I don't know. I mean, because both people were considered important. I don't know why it's two people, but
No,
maybe
Patodi played
Pataudis
for
had
it.
a England-India
stint.
both connection,
Yeah.
and Anthony Di Mello was like this Englishman who was there in pre-independence India, had a big role to play in the first test or something that happened. I don't know.
he was one of the co-founders of BCCI apparently.
Arey, I should
Co-founders
have
of BCCI.
I should have left it for our school quiz champion, VaMu. VaMu, sorry.
Oh, not bad. Everybody knows. Okay, cool. Let's start dissing Sanju Samson.
Hey, have we
But
first have we outraged over the India T20 squad enough?
Oh God. Okay.
Like
don't
that
think
also we
there'll
haven't
ever be
discussed,
enough.
We
no?
did know. I mean, that whole selection discussion that, we did it in a very highbrow manner, but yeah, I mean,
Hi,
we did
bro.
it.
Hi,
Hey,
bro.
how did you discuss last week when the squad was announced after that, da?
No, just now we
today,
discussed,
in
Raj,
this
just
pod.
now. Not listening to previous episode, not listening to episode you are on. Vamu, yeah. Not
Just
even coming to the
listening.
pod.
Listening
No,
like a wow.
How about you diss that? Come on, tell us.
Hey, what nonsense are these guys up to? Yeah, I mean, like, say 3
Again, a
months
phrase
back,
that you can use at any point in time.
For
What
Indian
months.
nonsense are these Indians up to?
3 months back, I was like elated. Agarkar was back. Dravid was coach, giving press conference and all that. I was like, new era in Indian cricket and all that.
Whose fault
Now
is it?
they're,
Whose fault is it?
Yeah.
Your
I
fault.
think,
Who told you to
Now
be
they are
elated?
now they are again back to like announcing squads at 11:30 in the night surreptitiously. If somebody will give some like release to one news person saying Ishan Kishan has been dropped on disciplinary grounds. Shreyas Iyer has not been dropped on disciplinary grounds but rested. What nonsense is happening in Indian cricket? I mean, like, and I am like, I mean, are these journalists like nuts? They do a press conference with the coach at the start of every series. Nobody is asking him like who is going to be the coach of the world T20 side. I mean, I can't believe that's a question that nobody is asking. I mean, they are then asking questions like, was Iyer rested or like dropped? Was Ishan Kishan rested or dropped? Like giving all these lollipops to Rahul Dravid to answer.
It's his
Unbelievable
birthday
state
week.
of affairs.
तू जर्नलिस्ट बन जाना यार किसने मना
we
किया
have our in-house journalist here.
dude
I
I
mean,
remember
I get,
one second wait I remember my uncle in the streets of Bhubaneswar to just basically evade cops and all for wrong side driving would put lawyer sticker on his car and walk around on his scooter rather you also do that put press on your chest and walk in and I Dravid enna ma vai enna vai
say, I mean, the BCCI and the selection committee coaching all screwed up, but like at least the journalists can get their act together, right?
oh great
I mean, that's
great
the
Indian journalists
That
can get
is
their
that
act
is
together
what
yes
that is the
I hope
first thing that you think can happen.
I'm guessing
Only-
they would
only
also
this-
be towing the line now, right? Like if you
Yeah.
ask
Yeah,
yeah.
of
uncomfortable
course.
questions, then you are out of the next
And
press
I
conference.
am my hunch is that all this Ajit Agarkar thing and all experiment was immediately cut off at the nib only by
Nib.
no, I don't think,
Cut
I
off at
don't
the
think,
nip. Wah. Oh.
no, I don't think it's been cut off because of that. I think the basic question is like nobody wants to answer like what they're going to do with Rohit and Kohli basically. I think that's $1 million question.
No,
Nobody
but
wants
how
to
did they
answer
get
that.
selected? They said we will get selected, so they got selected, is it?
I
And you
don't think
can't
that's the
drop
case.
one without dropping the other.
that's pretty
See, there are
that's the way it looks like
there
Yeah, Rohit
there are
Sharma
various
said, I am okay with being dropped if you drop Kohli also. Like, don't
something
complain
yeah
about pitches here and there. Yeah,
It-
that way.
there are various theories going around. One is Rohit was recalled because there was nobody else to captain the side, it seems. I mean, one Afghanistan series at home, like you have to get Rohit Sharma to captain, is it?
no
No,
one
and
second sorry
wait, one
No,
second,
hold on
one second.
no,
So
one second.
Ishan Kishan has not been dropped. Shreyas Iyer has been dropped. What about KL Rahul? He's out of contention. Is it?
No, KL Rahul has been dropped. That like Dravid
Oh, that
made
is
it clear
clear.
that he has been,
Okay.
yeah, that he's made it clear. Ishan Kishan, I don't know whether he's been dropped. What
yeah
Sir
there
said
is
is
a lot
that
of yeah
what Sir said
No,
is that
he
he has
said,
made
he said,
himself
no, but
unavailable for selection, and if he
uh-huh.
wants to, once he wants to come back, he will play domestic cricket and make himself eligible. I mean, make of that what you want to. I mean, amazing. Like, and the same day, like Ishan Kishan, like releases nice video of himself doing Vipassana and all that. What has happened
Yeah,
in this place?
that was Nitin Ra. That was Nitin.
That was KBC, that was KBC with Smriti Mandana.
No, but basically
But-
they've made it ambiguous, right? Like, so the selection can happen between like 50, 60 players in Indian cricket, and it'll all be decided based on IPL, which happens just before the World Cup. I think
Yeah,
that's where it is going.
I think you're
But-
attaching too much significance to
Importance to it.
Afghanistan,
Yeah.
to an Afghanistan T20 series and expecting logic when it was missing even in important matches like South Africa and
Yeah.
all that. So that's okay. Give it.
Rohit was recalled after 14-month exile from T20 and he forgot to call Shubman Gill on the second ball and got run out.
He
There's
couldn't
no point.
remember the team. Forget that. He could again. Rohit being the great captain that he is, he couldn't remember what team he's turned up on. Which
Yeah.
game is he playing? He's like, oh, ये ODI type कुछ होगा. मैं color clothing पहन के आया. मैं मारने चलता है. ये शुभमन आया क्यों नहीं रन के लिए? What is going on? Shubman is like, नहीं नहीं मेरा GT and all. I have to concentrate on that.
Friends, we have recorded for 80 minutes without mentioning Shivam Dubey. How is this possible?
How
That
can
is the
it-
state of Indian
Mm.
cricket.
Wait, I want to ask a very important question. Can I do that?
No.
So, what are your views on the 60-second rule between overs change, which has led
Oh,
India to be 2 overs in advance during the T20?
Oh.
what do you mean? Explain
What?
this.
हाँ शुरू से
Really?
शुरू करते हैं.
शुरू से हाँ ये रूल क्या है पहले वो बताओ.
So rule,
It's
I
like
think
tick tick one, tick tick two, they'll count.
there is a rule that during over change, a fielding team can take only 60 seconds, and the bowler has to be ready within that time.
Okay.
And this was applied to India, Afghanistan, and commentators were all appreciating it. Like, India is well ahead of the over rate. In fact, India were 2 overs ahead when they finished
Oh, nice.
in terms of time.
No,
And
but I think it's high time it happened, right? I think one of the like joys of women's cricket is that it is predictable. Like if you say it is 75 minutes, it'll be 75 minutes. Like the match finishes on time, right? I don't know, like been taking too many liberties in men's cricket on that front. As much as I hate
And-
ICC overrates and all that, I think
and
it's
getting
good
docked WTC points for it.
But none of you knew about the rule. I'm
No.
now Googling whether I'm
Yeah,
correct or
you
not.
can be making up this for all we know. Like we'll still
Yeah.
agree with you.
And
Agree
you
with
are-
VaMu.
And this is full causation and all. Okay, you're saying they finished with best over rate because of this rule change. Ghanta, they
Arey,
won't
that-
even
that-
know. The captain doesn't know the team. You think he'll know about rule changes like this?
Yeah, it could also be because in 3 degrees Celsius, the bowlers weren't taking a
Ah.
longer run up.
Oh, Mogali Cricket Stadium.
Mogali, Mr. Ashok.
But this was the new Mohali Cricket Stadium, na?
This is not PCA.
I think so.
हाँ तो उसमें
No, no,
दूसरा
I mean-
नया पुराना क्या है?
It's still
Hey.
Punjab Cricket Association, but like there is another stadium in Mohali that's going to come up. Hey, VaMu is like rolling his eyes.
Sophie,
VaMu,
This
tell
is-
us.
this-
why do you ask a question about answer of which you are also not sure, da? Like you really expect like all of us to know the answer to that question, ah?
I mean, only you, VaMu. Let me be honest.
Chops,
Agree,
Nobody else.
agree.
Fully hard agree.
Chops, today the match is at New Dharmshala
Indore.
Stadium.
Yes. Afghan Jalebi meets Poha Jalebi. That is the title for all that Star Sports Jing Bang that they'll do.
Oh,
Okay,
is
now-
this why this
but-
was our password for this meeting?
I don't
Okay,
know.
now it makes sense.
Hey, I have one quiz question.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the answer?
Do you know the answer?
No, I know. In the T20 series against South Africa, we played T20s in South Africa also, right?
Yes, yes.
How many?
Who
3.
3.
who was
And then
the
over. Quiz over. Bye.
who was the vice captain of the Indian cricket team?
Who was the
Oh.
captain? Who was the captain? No, I'm saying Bumrah.
Captain was Sky.
Oh, Sky.
We went there and played T20s, right?
Correct.
Who was the vice captain?
Wow.
Yeah, this was the Pataudi tournament,
Oh.
not the Anthony Develop.
Ishan
Mm,
Kishan. I don't know.
Oh, Ishan Kishan's a good answer.
I'm going to
Clue.
say it was Shreyas
KL
Iyer.
Rahul. KL Rahul.
Clue: he has been dropped from the next T20 squad.
Ajinkya Rahane.
So not
Okay.
Ishan Kishan or Shreyas Iyer, is it?
No.
Oh.
There are other people who
So
did. KL
first you
Rahul.
tell who was the captain? Acha, Sky was the captain.
Yeah.
And then Sky also got injured in that, right?
So Ishan Kishan nahi hai, Sky nahi hai. Ruturaj Gaikwad.
Oh.
Nope.
Eh?
Oh.
Okay, I'll give you the answer. The answer is Ravindra Jadeja.
Oh.
He's been dropped, ah?
Yes. Obviously,
Oh my
because
God.
Akshar is playing. No,
Hey, but
that's the quantum of mess that we are talking about.
no, but does anyone
Again.
have a list of people who've been dropped, people who are unavailable, people
Only
who are
person
like just
tracking on this
feeling-
planet is Varun Murli for a pointless series of 3 T20s with Afghanistan.
No,
And
but
he'll
why
keep
are they- why
outraising
are
the
they-
guys.
categorically
But-
stating that someone's been dropped and someone's been not.
And this again, he's speculating, by the way.
No,
No one's
this
come and
wa-
said that
this is
Jadeja
clear.
is dropped.
No,
But
Ishan
Bisi-
Kishan.
Bisi-
Ishan Kishan
this is-
thing, I know. Yeah, okay.
This is the last I mean, last international T20 matches that you're playing before the
Playing
World Cup,
before the
right?
World Cup.
IPL is there,
Yeah.
nah. Cheh.
Arey,
What?
IPL is
First,
Patang
you
League.
build the
Your
stadium,
Patang
then
League
we'll
you're
decide
talking
the
about.
team.
So
Build a
my
stadium and
understanding
then
is
come
that
out.
the only two players who were rested from this T20 side are Bumrah and Siraj.
Oh,
See,
That is your
everyone else has
understanding.
been dropped.
I have a theory that VaMu at the start of the pod was very happy, jolly. So he was showing his full face till chest and all. As the pod progress, he's getting angry and the camera is moving towards his face. Now it is here.
He's getting a sinking
Sometime
feeling.
later it will be here.
So what is the theory?
Theory is as he's getting angry, the camera is
Spam
moving
mode
towards
theory.
his facial expressions.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Fact
Hey,
check.
was there, Choppy, was there, or Rachna, was there a women's match in which the coin toss was thrown down or whatever? Or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
did I
Yeah.
imagine?
WBBL.
And
WBBL?
Hey, WBPL has bat flip, na?
Oh.
yeah, should be. No, but our economist friend, Mr. Tariq Laskar, had sent us a link basically saying that coin tosses are not always 50-50, right? There is apparently a
51%.
50.8% chance that the side that is on top when you're flipping a coin will land, right?
Okay.
Compare and contrast with, I think, Rohit Sharma having lost the last 13 tosses or something and forgetting his own team. But yeah, it was interesting to see. Can you just throw it down? Like, what was that? I'm like only vague
Okay,
recollection of seeing.
I
what it
think
is.
we have caught Rachna also in a moment of ignorance. We have, yes. Mission
This
accomplished.
podcast is all about asking questions to which the answer you don't know yourself. Like that is the vibe.
No, but I saw this somewhere on Twitter where this captain sort of threw the coin down on the ground instead of flipping it
Ah.
up.
So, is there a rule about coin toss? You can just throw it however you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. Now that it has already been done.
Okay. Superb section. Going straight to the bit.
Editors
That was in the
please.
Super Smash League, which is going on in New
Oh,
Zealand again.
New Zealand. No one.
Yeah.
Oh, so they are getting better at tossing things like catches, coins, everything. New ways of doing it.
This is how they come into the news feed, man. The catch is one thing. Just throwing a coin randomly into the ground is how they become a part of this pod's agenda. We have so many other things to discuss.
Whatever they can do to get Tony's attention. That's
Yeah.
how they roll.
Or throw.
Okay, now we can outrage about the
Anthony.
test squad.
Yes.
Test squad.
Hey,
Here we go.
VaMu, you have had like a glass of water or something?
He's
Now,
had Gatorade and he's come. He's like, marega main abhi sabko.
Yes, go on, VaMu. What do you think about the wicket-keeping selections and any news on who will finally keep? Or is it going to be, as our great friend Iman Pandey has said, that we needed one more wicket-keeper because there are going to be like 4 bowlers, right? So for every bowler, there should be a separate keeper and we needed one more.
Well, I think it's going to be Bharat. I mentioned some time back I didn't see KL keeping in a home test series, so I think he'll play as a specialist batsman. It will
Is
also mean
that because KL's keeping against spin is what do you say? Suspect. I mean, what's the reasoning you think?
yeah, you need a specialist
makes sense.
keeper. You just
Not
can't
just that,
have
like,
like,
we were
in
saying
India,
the
you can
same
take
thing
chances.
about KS Bharat 1 year back, I think. One
Hey,
and a
one
half years
second. No,
back.
no, sorry. What do you mean specialist keeper? Why
No,
do you need
the
a specialist
funda
keeper?
is when you're traveling abroad, you need to lengthen your batting lineup as much as possible, and you're not keeping to like vicious turn or whatever, right? So you can go with
You can compromise.
KL Rahul.
bit.
Yeah, and it's a good compromise. But in India, you don't need like KL Rahul to keep because you can get a specialist keeper and you don't need that
Need a
length of
longer batting
lineup. Yeah, because Ashna and Jadeja or Aksar will price out the
Aksar.
wickets
This is
anyway.
Aksar Dimelo series.
Vamu, any thoughts on why Dhruv Jurel got selected? Has he had a good domestic season, which you prompted to Rahul Dravid that he should get selected.
I think there have been other keepers who have done well,
Better.
but yeah, I mean, he's also had a good season to be honest. So it's not like
Okay.
like it's it's a bit out of the blue because I don't think he's been part of the India setup for very long. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think it's one
So
of
the
those.
idea is to get test match caps or India caps for everyone in Rajasthan Royals but Sanju. So Yashasvi Jaiswal, Dhruv Jurel. Next will be Insta by Riyan Parag.
Avesh
Everyone will
Khan
play.
also. Now
Avesh
Avesh
Khan.
Khan.
Yeah. Everyone except Sanju.
And
This is
Ash
the
Anna won't get a test match, but in that Rajasthan, just like Sanju.
Oh dear.
Nice.
Okay, out.
When are the test matches starting?
25th, I think.
25th.
Oh,
is
so
the
we have
first
like
one.
one more podcast to
Like they've scheduled
Out.
scheduled a test match before Republic Day and all with England. So Modi ji will
Oh.
come for the test match.
He will come,
Oh.
but I think Macron is the guest of honor or something.
Ah,
Really?
yeah. For Republic
French.
Day. Da.
Because it's also
Oh.
a celebration of French cricket.
French cut.
Yeah, French cut. Okay,
That's
on
all.
that.
That is it. Outrage over.
Outrage, no, go. for
Yeah,
it.
VaMu.
No, go for it, Ra.
Wait, I'm waiting for outrage. I thought he'll bloody take another
Yeah,
half an hour.
No, I didn't
so
have too much of a
we
problem
also
with the
have-
test
Oh,
squad, to be
yo.
honest. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Should we ask them to change it then?
Mic drop. But
Phone करके बोलते हैं,
like we
Mamu
have
is okay with the squad.
He spent
No,
1
but-
hour
but,
dissing Afghanistan series squad. Rather, he's like, this is okay. It seems.
But all said and done, I agree with Vam.
But
Ayyo.
just like we have different keepers for Indian conditions and outside, can we not have a replacement for Shreyas Iyer for India? And he plays well in India, but outside,
What
he
is the
falls
next
don't think-
outside test series? Is it
I
BG
think
Australia
it's
or
Australia, I think.
Australia, Sida.
I think
I don't think Iyer starts in the side basically.
which
I think he
side
will
are we
be-
talking
Wait,
about?
this India-England one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so because you have to you have Rohit Yashasvi opening. You will have Shubman at 3, Virat at 4,
Correct.
and KL
Rahul
at
at
5.
five.
Okay.
And then you have your specialist keeper, whoever that is, and then you will play
Ash-
Four bowlers.
Ash, Jadeja, and Aksar, and you
Aksar.
will have like 2 seamers. Yeah. So I don't think Shreyas will start.
Hey, can we check if Agarkar also stays in Shivdi only or something? Itna matlab confidence.
No, now
Test
there is
11.
Atal Setu, so like he can be staying in Navi Mumbai
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Vamu's got a
Alibag also.
Ollie Pope has given full news bits saying that even if you give us spinning tracks, we have the spinners to tackle it. Do you want to hear
You
the
need
names of the
batters to
spinners?
tackle it. What is
Yeah. I think
That's the logic. No, have you heard of these
So
spinners?
the logic is that at one time there can only be one Pope, no? So that's why Iyer is not playing. Because Ollie Pope is playing. One Pope only.
The last Pope.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Vamu, you should have explained like
Audacity
that.
of-
Hey,
No?
Vamo, do you have
I-
updates from Ben Stokes' doctor
Wait-
on his knee surgery
wait.
recovery?
Choppy just sent a message that we need to end this bucker, and he's only doing that bucker now.
Vamo, you have no
Sorry.
updates on Ben Stokes' knee recovery. Is he in Jharkhand recovering in strawberry farm and all? Must be getting.
I think
Hey,
they are
but
all in
CSK has
Dubai, if
let
I'm
go.
not wrong.
Oh wait, is
Abu
Stokes
Dhabi.
playing?
Abu
Stokes is
Dhabi.
playing?
Stokes is part of
Yes.
squad. Will he play or not? Bhagwan Chand.
He will play as an
They-
off spinner.
They will play him. They have no choice. The talisman.
Arey,
is
he's the
fast ball.
captain, Rao. What is he saying?
Yeah, he's a captain, exactly. Like,
But he's coming back from knee surgery and all that. This team is
Yeah,
capable of anything.
captain with bum knee winning tournaments in India is
Is the norm.
not.
no?
Yeah, it's not unheard
Knee
of.
captain.
And he's learned from the best about it in any case. So he
Correct.
should be good for it.
Yeah. Okay, on that note, let's call an end to episode 106.
Which
We
note?
have big
Yeah,
note.
let us
Have you
please.
watched the Hank video, Secret Saturn video? You would know that
Yeah.
it's a big note in Australia. Yeah, and that is the note we will end it on. It's been a lot of fun for people in different time zones, and Rachna has been duly trained and prepared for her Nepal stint, about which we will link up something in the show notes. And till the next episodes, it's goodbye from all of us, Varun, Bisi, Sandy, Tony, and Rachna and me. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
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 Bye
Bye.
bye.